Before we get into the gripping details of Amal Clooney's emotional revelations about George Clooney's recent health scare, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is a story you won't want to miss, filled with shocking details, heartfelt moments, and a powerful message about resilience and love. Let's get started. George and Amal Clooney have long been seen as the epitome of grace and sophistication. Their love story is one for the ages. A Hollywood A-lister meets a world-renowned human rights lawyer, and together, they create a life filled with purpose, family, and love. But behind their glamorous facade lies a story of challenges that even their most devoted fans couldn't have anticipated. In a candid interview, Amal Clooney opened up about an ordeal that tested their strength as a couple and as a family. The incident involved George's health, and Amal described it as a wake-up call that changed their lives forever. It all began quietly, with subtle signs that something was wrong. George had been immersed in multiple projects, including directing, acting, and working on humanitarian efforts. Amal revealed that she had been concerned about his relentless schedule for weeks but never imagined it would culminate in a terrifying emergency. The turning point came one evening when George suddenly collapsed at home. Amal, who was with him at the time, recalled the sheer panic of the moment. "It was like the world stopped," she shared. "You never think you'll see someone you love so deeply in such a vulnerable state." Amal's instincts as both a wife and a professional kicked in immediately. She called emergency services while ensuring George was as comfortable as possible until help arrived. "In those moments, you don't have time to think. You just act," she said. George was rushed to the hospital, where a team of specialists began conducting tests to determine what had caused the sudden collapse. The Clooneys remained tight-lipped about the specifics at the time, but Amal has now shared that it was a combination of exhaustion, stress, and neglecting his health that led to the scare. For George, this health scare was a sobering reminder of his own mortality. Amal described how difficult it was for her to see her husband, a man admired for his strength and charisma, admit that he had taken his health for granted. "He's always been larger than life to me," she said, "but in that moment, he was just human." Amal emphasized the importance of their children, Ella and Alexander, during George's recovery. The 6-year-old twins were too young to fully grasp the gravity of the situation, but their presence brought an undeniable light into George's life. Amal shared how they would spend hours drawing pictures and telling jokes to keep their father's spirits high. George said that seeing the twins laugh and play was his biggest motivation to get better, Amal revealed. It reminded him of what truly matters in life. The Clooneys have a wide network of friends, and Amal expressed gratitude for the overwhelming support they received during this time. Among those who reached out were some of George's closest friends in Hollywood, including Brad Pitt and Matt Damon, who reportedly checked in regularly to offer their help. Amal also shared how touched they were by the messages from fans around the world. "It's humbling to know that so many people care," she said. "It reminded us of the goodness in humanity." The health scare marked a significant turning point for George, who has since embraced a much healthier lifestyle. According to Amal, George has made substantial changes, including adopting a more balanced diet, cutting back on work commitments, and taking time to focus on his well-being. Amal said, "It hasn't been easy for him to slow down. He loves his work, but he knows now that he has to prioritize his health if he wants to be there for his family." Throughout the interview, Amal highlighted the importance of recognizing the signs of burnout and taking proactive steps to avoid it. As a human rights lawyer, Amal has spent much of her life advocating for others, but this experience reminded her of the need to also advocate for herself and her family. "We often put ourselves last, thinking we're invincible," Amal said. "But moments like this remind you that health is everything. Without it, nothing else matters." George reflects on the experience. In recent public appearances, George has touched on the incident, calling it a wake-up call not just for himself but for anyone who tends to put work and other commitments above their health. "You realize how fragile life is," he said in an interview. "It's not about the next big movie or project, it's about the people you love and the life you build together." Today, George and Amal are stronger than ever. Amal shared that they have come out of this experience with a renewed sense of gratitude for each other and for their family. They've also made a conscious decision to spend more time together, whether it's traveling with their twins or simply enjoying quiet moments at home. "Life is unpredictable," Amal said, "but if you have love and support, you can face anything." What an inspiring story of love, resilience, and the power of family. If you were moved by Amal's heartfelt revelations and George's journey to recovery, make sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on stories like this. Until next time, take care of yourself and cherish your loved ones.